1, prepare.
We're not prepared.
Check that off the list. 2, stay sober.
Not happening.
Welcome to the best kind of worst.
No one fucking cares.
Everyone cares.
Who?
I care.
Dick suck.
So there I am in the parking lot, underwear and a guinea.
Hang out in the backseat of a 7-Eleven.
It's animal!
We might die.
So you want to talk about those lesbians?
We need a Bay update.
I slept on the fucking tile! Hello.
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 Hello. Are we good?
I think we are.
I think we're in.
I don't know what those things are, but they look good.
It looks good to me. Welcome
Good morning.
to the best kind of worst.
Good evening. Good afternoon. I guess you could
What are
pretty
you,
much
Jim Carrey in the Truman Show?
I guess you could kind of listen to this at any time, right? So I mean, that's weird.
It's a podcast.
It's
You can
weird
listen
when
to
I
it
hear a
whenever you want.
podcaster go good morning or good afternoon because
it doesn't
I'm probably
matter.
listening to it at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Is that when you listen to podcasts?
I don't know. I mean,
Anyway.
can I not?
No, you can. You can do whatever you would like.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for the seal of approval.
Of course.
Welcome to the best kind of worst podcast.
What does that mean exactly?
Episode number 1.
But what does that
Number
mean?
1.
It is the episode number 1.
So the best kind of worst is essentially a moniker that's been derived by 4 individuals, 2 of which are here, 2 of which will come and go.
One will come and go.
One will never be on.
Never come because he may never come
But I
back
feel
to
like
the
he's gonna-
United States.
I feel like he's going to be the best, though. I feel like he's going to be the most likable.
He is the best of the best kind of
Yeah.
worst because we are kind of the worst.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's it. It's a play on words. We are the worst, and we're going to talk
But
about...
we're the best.
We're going to talk about sports, pop culture, news, kind of anything
Pretty
that's...
much anything.
Yeah.
We're probably going to get off topic a lot.
Yeah. And see what we just did there? That's called dead air.
But that was like a half a second.
There's going to be a lot of that, though.
There's probably going to be longer dead air moments, you would call them.
We're essentially going to put little to no effort into this, and it's just going to be two good brothers talking.
I mean, I can't say little to no effort. We've put some.
We literally just sat here for an hour discussing things. So
deciding on what we were going to do and talk about. I mean, there's some effort there. So don't try to downplay this shit, okay?
So a little background into who we are. I'm going to throw it over to, well, oh my God. Our names.
That was official.
Names.
That was official. You were trying to throw it over, and we
I
don't even
was,
know who
but
you are.
We literally haven't even gone over names. I'm Raymond, and that's Ryan.
You're going with full Raymond.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I like it. I love it.
I would use my nickname,
Your given
Uncle
name?
Booba.
That's not a
But
nickname.
that's kinda-
Who gave that to you? Yourself? That's not a nickname.
Isn't that the point of a nickname?
No, somebody else is
So
supposed
when you
to
when
give
you name a
nickname.
kid, let's say
Raymond?
Daniel Jason, his nickname obvious choice DJ. He kind of gives that to himself, right?
No, usually like the parents or the family or somebody in his life gives
Look,
him that
Mima's not
nickname.
coming up with DJ.
Mima might.
All right, whatever. Well,
Don't downplay Mima.
why don't you give the
Anyway.
listeners a little background to you?
Me?
You.
What am I?
I think you're more important than me.
Well, as you stated, my name's Ryan. I shoot people, if I can say that. Can I say that?
Soft pass, but I'm not gonna not let you say it.
Okay, well, I'm a video producer and I am addicted to iPhone games. That's what I'm going to say.
Honestly, I didn't know you were addicted to iPhone games.
Nobody knows.
Wow. All right.
I'm coming out. Coming out here.
Okay. Coming out hetero.
Yes.
I'm Raymond.
So who are you?
I'm Raymond. I'm a
Just cut you off.
full-time. Yeah, we're literally, it's going to be 90 minutes of probably 2 people talking over each other.
Probably.
Until we get a nice groove.
We'll get into it.
Hopefully we hit
It's
it in
going
about
good so
7
far.
minutes, but if not, oh well. I'm a full-time student. I don't have a job currently. I'm kind of in the middle of my education. So
What's
yeah,
your education? I mean, I feel like you're tap dancing a little bit, and I don't like it.
don't
Let's
like
just be
talking
blunt.
about it.
I don't give a fuck. Let's just be blunt.
I'm in medical school. I'm halfway done. I'm at that point where you're getting ready to take exit exams, your first set of board exams. So I'm home studying, so there's no better time to start a podcast.
Because you don't really have anything else to do you?
I wake up and study. I should
so
go
it's
to
a
the
good
gym.
break.
I should go to the gym.
But you won't.
I will.
Maybe. Anyway,
Off
topic.
Possibly. I should. Yeah, and then the other two members, the one that will be on the show occasionally, his name's Brandon. He's a 5'10" Caucasian.
I'll give him 11. 5'11". I'll give him 11. I think he's a little taller than me.
He is the proud owner of his own hard hat, and he does have 2 cell phones.
He does have 2 phones. It's like that. Isn't there a song about that? I don't want to.
2 phones, one for the.
Yeah.
It's derogatory.
Let's just move on.
I'm not sure what he does for a living. I'm not sure he knows what he does for a living.
I'm not sure anybody
He's an
knows.
engineer by training, but I'm not sure he does that at all.
I don't think he actually does that.
He works at a construction site and drives a Gator around most days. And if you don't know what a Gator is, just type it into Google.
I mean, that doesn't sound bad.
Sounds great.
Doesn't sound bad.
Sounds great. And
the fourth person.
Yeah, that's for you.
Well, where do you start?
He's our favorite vet. And yes, I do mean veteran.
Yes. Paiswan.
Singh Japaran, but I'm butchering his name, but I'm not sure he knows how to pronounce it.
I don't think so either, but that's why I left it on the table for you to pronounce. He has decided, over a year and a half ago? 2 years? Well, I think he decided about 4 years ago, but it took him a little while to get going. He's in the Air Force.
Yeah, he had to lose weight.
Yeah, he did have to drop some weight.
That was the big hang-up.
That was a big. But the problem is he wasn't fat.
No, he's so muscular.
He's buff.
He's like
very buff.
He's like the Asian
and what would you
miniature
put him
Hulk.
at? Like 5'4"?
Ooh, no, 5'6".
I mean, he's
5'5".
Okay,
5'5".
I'll take 5'5".
I think
I'll meet you in the
5'4" is
middle.
disingenuous.
It is. I'm an asshole for that. I'll give him 5'5", and
he once had.
But he's buff.
He once had super long hair. And
yeah,
he
but
once
obviously when you
cut it
enter the
off.
Air Force, you can't do that.
I'm bleeding.
How are you bleeding? What did you do over there? You're just sitting.
Yeah, I'm bleeding.
What did you do?
Legit bleeding.
Do you need something?
No, we're good.
Can we move on?
No.
Can you just suck it off your hand so it doesn't get on my couch?
Actually, the couch should be the 5th member of this podcast.
I think that's going to be an episode. We already talked about that. We need to do a blacklight episode on this couch. It wasn't mine for many years, and now it is.
I will say, for those of you that know this couch,
there's not many.
Not the
Not
one we're
many.
sitting on, but the one I'm going to reference. You're a good person. If you don't, probably not a good person. This couch was runner-up in the final standings for the couch that made it on backroom casting couch. It was either going to be that black leather or this one, and they went with the black leather for obvious reasons. Reasons.
I didn't know that, and you think I would since it's my couch, but I can see where you're going.
Yeah.
And
this is a close runner-up.
And but I don't think it's even that close, because if you were to do set activities on this couch,
they'd be much more comfortable.
They would be much. Yeah, they would be much more comfortable, but
and it's a little wider, so you have better angles.
There would be a heavy cleaning bill.
Oh yeah, that's why they went with the black one.
That's why they went with the leather.
It was leather.
Leather is just a wipe off and move on.
Exactly.
Wipe off and move on.
Ooh.
Anyway, I think we've gotten off
topic.
That is a good statement, but I think we've gotten off topic.
So
that's us.
That's it.
That's the 4 of us. I'm not really sure you guys know who we are at this point, but you may understand as we move on.
Yeah,
but maybe not.
And we're kind of open books, so we are going to speak as close to honest as possible about if there's any references we make to stuff we've done in our life. They're going to be very, very true. The only times we'll leave things out is when it is problematic for us legally.
There might be some of that.
Yeah,
there might be.
There
some
are
of that.
some things that
I was wondering where you were going with this.
Yeah.
But now that you brought it
got
up,
real serious.
It did, and I didn't like it, and I was about to shut you down. I'm not sure it was something that needed to be said.
No.
But you said it.
Yeah.
So there it is. Let's move on.
So
what was next on the list?
I mean, let's talk about probably the hottest topic in sports.
In sports? What's that?
Well, the NFL draft.
I think we're a little late, but let's do it.
I mean, we are late, but I mean, they're still talking about it.
Of course, they're
They're going to be talking about it today.
They don't have much to talk about, so they talk about it.
It's sad when the NFL draft gets more coverage than the NBA or NHL playoffs. That's the true sadness.
It is sad. It is sad. So let's touch on it. I know you have some notes.
Yeah.
This isn't really my department. I'm doing air quotes with that. And
he was. I can vouch.
But let's go to it.
So with the first pick, obviously Cleveland Browns go Baker Mayfield. I unlike some NFL analysts, I like the pick. I think it's aggressive. I think it's something that Cleveland needs. I mean, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, I think it's a great time to be excited. I know there's only probably 7 to 9 people left.
You know, I'm gonna stop you right here for a second and just say you should have just become a sports reporter. Is that what they are? Sports reporter?
I think
commentator?
Well, I think that
you should do sports is what I'm trying to say.
I think the correct term is analyst.
Anchor?
Analyst. It makes him sound more professional.
Analyst, yes.
So, look, Baker Mayfield, I like the pick. I don't like the pick at number 1. That's my problem.
I don't know the pick, so I can't comment.
No,
but
look,
I'll take your word for it.
I like the pick. I don't like it at number 1. If Baker Mayfield was your quarterback, you were going to take, you could get him at 4. They had if you don't know, they had 1 and 4.
4. Really, what's the difference?
Because you could have gotten Saquon Barkley 1. I didn't think he would go 2 to the Giants.
But I guess that depends on the team, right? What does the team need? That's the whole point, right?
I think going in, they assumed the Giants were going to go quarterback.
So they took a quarterback so the Giants wouldn't
just in
take
case.
It was a safety pick.
That's my assumption.
It was a safety pick.
That's my assumption. But Baker was never going to New York. He wasn't going to either New York team.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, 100%. That's the first 2 picks.
Anyway.
The third, you got Sam Darnold going to the Jets.
I'm not sure I picked up on the second pick, but let's move on.
Saquon Barkley.
Okay,
2 to the
did
Giants.
Say that. Okay, you did say that.
Look, the reason why I don't like that pick, I love Saquon Barkley. He is the best player in the draft.
Yep.
I don't like that pick to the Giants because they have more needs. That team is littered with needs. Ben McAdoo, their ex-head coach, nearly ran that team into the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. He gets a head coaching position based on Eli Manning's production, right? And then benches him because the offense wasn't moving the ball because they lost, I don't know, every receiver to injury.
Okay. Again.
And then the ownership
your department
allows this.
Hey.
I'm so glad they fired him. Ben McAdoo is probably one of the worst head coaches of all time.
Official.
And let me tell you what. We live in Tampa, and we hired Raheem Morris for 2 years.
That's bad.
Okay? I think Ben McAdoo's worse.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, let's move on.
So we got 3. We got Sam Darnold to the Jets. I love the pick. I love Sam Darnold. I think he's the most pro-ready. I hate that he went to the Jets. All I'm going to say is I'm sorry for him. The Jets and Giants, they're in disarray organizationally. I don't know what else I can say about those 2 organizations. They just, look, there's a reason why organizations are perennially at the top.
Well, they make good picks.
They make good picks, but they're just structured the right way. And
structure is a thing.
Look, everyone's got their own spin on it. Everyone does it a little differently.
Of course.
There's always the teams that just don't do it well. Look at Cleveland. Cleveland's a great example.
I was just going to say the Cleveland Browns because, I mean, listen, I'm not the sports guy. I mean, I watch from time to time, but if you were to ask me, I could tell you the Browns haven't done anything in, should I say, decades?
I think 94, 96. The last year, Bill Belichick.
So over a decade.
The last year, Bill Belichick.
The last year.
Before they sold.
The current Patriots head coach that has won multiple Super Bowls was there.
Yeah.
So they fucked up.
And I like to, I'm going to throw some shade at Colin Cowherd.
Shade.
From Fox Sports. And I generally like him, but I watched a 5-minute clip of him talking about the Mayfield pick. Baker Mayfield. Yeah, and he said that the reason why they took him is because they were saying that their new brain trust believes that he is the next Brett Favre. Look, there's a lot of similarities. He thinks that that's just egregious.
Well, hey,
I'm fine with that assessment.
If that's what you think, that's a good pick. If he shows signs, that's a good pick. Nobody can dispute that.
I'm fine with that assessment, but he took it a step further and went, look, there's always that one sore eye on everyone's resume.
Of course.
His happened to be as a beat writer, I believe, or a beat reporter in Tampa.
Okay.
Yeah, that was his self-admitted sore eye, right? So he was basically making the connection that Cleveland might be a sore eye. And that
what's the sore eye?
They're just the organization, the head coach. I mean, Hugh Jackson will probably get fired at the end of the year because he's not John Dorsey's head coach. He inherited him. He'll probably get fired. I don't think that'd be a good move. But again, I'm not the general manager. I'm not running. You're right.
You're not a billionaire.
So his assumption is Baker Mayfield's going to play for Hugh Jackson for 1 year, and then in the second year, he's going to have a new head coach, a new system, and it could.
So they picked him up on.
It could
thoughts that there could be some future changes.
Yeah, and it could
That's not a bad idea because you got to look.
A bad place for him to go. Look, Brett Favre was not drafted by the Green Bay Packers. He was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. Green Bay traded for him.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. No.
Right?
Absolutely.
Look, when you see...
But you know who was drafted? Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
By the Patriots.
My issue with Colin Cowherd is he said... Everyone has that sore eye, and this might be the one for Baker Mayfield. This might derail his whole... Look, the kid walked on at Texas Tech as a quarterback. Walked on at Oklahoma.
That says something. I mean, I'm not... That says
the
something.
Fire's there. Yeah, he's a little arrogant.
Something.
Yeah, he's got that little off the field. But hey, I like a little danger. I don't like a lot.
Danger's good.
I don't like a lot.
Little danger's good.
I don't like a lot.
No, because you can't be Ray Rice, but... You can have a little danger in your life. Too much? Let's move on.
I don't think that's danger. Yeah. Well, I was going to talk about Colin Cowherd, but just screw him. I don't. He made a horrible
we don't even need to touch that. Let's move on.
You killed it on Ray Rice.
That's what I wanted. I killed it on Ray Rice. I think Ray Rice killed it.
Fourth pick, we have Ward going to the Browns. He's a cornerback.
Cares?
I don't think that was. They might have needed a cornerback. I'm not sure.
Hey, maybe they did. Doesn't matter.
Bradley Chubb to the Broncos. I think that's a good pick. I think
Chubb, that's a good name.
That's a great name. I think that's the pick they had to make. He fell to them. Him and Von Miller, they're going to tear it up.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Quarterback's on notice.
I'll take your word for it.
Seventh pick, the Bills. Josh Allen. I fucking love that pick.
It's a good name.
I love that pick.
I don't really know anything about him, but it's a good name.
He's a tall Caucasian. I think he's 6'7". I'm making it up, but he's very tall.
Should I interject here and say we may have some other guests on that might have a little more to say about sports if that's what you care about? I'm not saying I don't care about sports, but I don't really have much to input on any of this so far. What are we on, pick 7?
Yeah, we're gonna start moving now.
I don't have much, so I'm just gonna say there may be some other guests that could input on some of this for certain subjects.
Yeah, like John O'Shea.
Yeah, we'll
leave it at that.
Move on.
And this is my third favorite pick of the draft. It's Brian's most hated pick, Josh Rosen, 10 to the Cardinals.
Don't even.
Now he speaks.
He's
ready.
This is the only pick I know.
I'm gonna sit back.
This is the only pick I know, and I only know it through said social media apps. He's an asshole. Let me just say that.
He might be. I'll give you that. He might be.
That.
He might be.
You give me that, but you're smirking like you don't agree.
Look. If he thinks he should have gone 1, 2, and 3, and he's pissed off, I'm happy for him. That's what I want.
You know what?
I want that.
Listen to this, okay? I think I should have gone 1, 2, and 3.
I'm pissed off for you.
Who the fuck is he? Okay? Some college player?
UCLA.
That's supposed to mean something to me?
It did one day.
Listen.
One time ago.
Listen, okay. There were 9 mistakes made ahead of me. That was his comment. 9 mistakes.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah,
so
good.
9 players ahead of him that mean nothing to football.
Look, that's the same mentality that has driven. We are devout New England Patriot fans. That is the same attitude that has driven Tom Brady. I think he went 162 overall. You don't think that he thinks that there was 161 mistakes?
No, I don't. But you know what? I give him credit for when he got picked and he looked Kraft in the face and said, "I'm the best decision you ever made." That's fantastic. Okay, when you go 162 and you look the owner in the eye and make a comment like that, when you go 10 in the draft and say there were 9 mistakes made ahead of me and you're not happy about the team you went to, go fuck yourself.
I'm not telling you you're wrong, but I like the fire. And look, obviously the Arizona Cardinals...
You should be fucking happy. You should be goddamn... You are about to make millions of dollars by the fact that you got drafted number 10 in the NFL. And you're going to say they made a mistake?
He came back on his words the next day. So
of course he did.
It did piss off someone in their organization.
You know what? He wants to make millions. That's why he came back on his statement. That's the only reason he came back on his statement.
I will say, though, I love the pick. I think he's going to be great in Arizona.
Hey, you know what? I'm not going to say he's not going to be good in Arizona. I'm not going to say he's not a good player. I'm just saying it's a dick move.
Oh, 100%.
It's a dick move.
I love how in the second round they go and get him Christian
And I
Kirk.
don't like dick moves. So look, I'm a little heated.
Look,
there.
I'm hoping Larry plays 2 more years. Put him, Larry, Christian Kirk, David Johnson.
I love Larry.
That's a good,
I
good
love
offense.
Larry's a good man.
You keep that kid upright and you let him play. Hey,
I'm in. Let's move on.
I think the Dolphins at 11 got a steal in Minka Fitzpatrick. We're in Tampa, so we'll
That's
mention,
a good name.
Yeah, I love it. We'll mention Vita Vey.
Can you say the name one more time?
Vita Vey.
The other name?
Minka
Fitzpatrick. I like that.
Yeah. The Bucks at 12, they get Vita V. Defensive tackle. I'm not sure they really need that much help.
That's not too bad.
We're going to skip ahead to pick 17, which I think is the steal of the draft. Derwin James from Florida State, the safety, going to the Chargers. That's a fucking steal. He should have gone in the top 10. He should be saying the shit that Rosen said. That's all I'm saying. He had every right to be a top 10.
All I know is the Steelers. No, the Chargers. Sorry. They could use some help. So if he's good, I'm all about it.
Yeah. I'd love to put him and Phillip Rivers in the same room together and just listen to them talk. I'd love to be a fly on the wall. Phillip Rivers is crazy, but in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
We're going to jump to pick 26. The Atlanta Falcons taking Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, Matty Ice.
Falcons?
God, I don't have to say anything else.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
That's when you know a team's doing well.
You said Julio Jones?
Julio Jones.
I know. I can comment on that.
Yeah. No, but that's when you know an organization's doing well, when you can take a luxury pick in Calvin Ridley.
That's why is that a luxury pick?
Because I don't like when you have Julio Jones and you have the other receivers. We're so good at this. It's not. There's other places they probably needed the help.
Okay.
But they have enough
that they were able to have. It didn't matter.
Calvin Ridley falls
luxury
to you. You don't have to take it, but it's a luxury to put him on one end of the field and Julio on the other end.
It came to the point. Woo! What pick was this?
26.
26. It came to the point where he was the best option available, even though they didn't need him.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't need him.
Yeah.
He was
That's
what
being
was
able
in.
to pick that. You said it perfect. That's being able to pick best available over team need.
That's why it's a luxury pick. I'll take your word for it.
Our Pats at 31 taking Sonny Michael from Georgia. I love that pick. I love what Sonny Michael does on the field.
Where's he play?
Georgia. The Bulldogs.
Sorry.
Oh, the Pats.
Position.
Oh, running back.
Running back. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
We need a good running back. We do need a good running back.
He played second fiddle to Nick Chubb because he was the better running back. But I do think Sonny Michael will have a better NFL career. I think he's more durable. He's bigger. I love it.
I like it. Pats can use a running back.
Couldn't be happier.
Pats can use a running
32, back. My favorite pick in the draft. The Ravens move up, take Lamar Jackson, and flick the big ol' F-toe to Joe Flacco.
How much longer do you think Flacco's got?
I hate Joe Flacco.
So do I, but how much longer do you think he's got?
He's got 1 year.
1?
1 year.
You're going to give him 1?
1 year.
What's his contract? 1 more year?
I believe after this year they can get out of most of it.
And you think they will?
I think they will.
And that's why they they took a big pick on a quarterback.
They moved up in the draft. This is their guy.
That's what they went for it.
All he needs to do two things. He needs to come in, have a good rookie camp, assert himself, show that he can run this shit, and then have a average preseason.
And if he
doesn't have to blow anyone away. Let me tell you, if he blows them away in preseason, you might be looking at the next Russell Wilson, where they just say, "Fuck it, let's start him."
They started him, and they had a couple good seasons, but they petered out a little bit.
Look, Joe Flacco, biggest robber in the NFL. Literally wins it. Look, their defense.
I don't like him.
Won them a Super Bowl. Not him.
They did.
Right?
No. It was
and then
the defense.
He cashes in for $127
because he was there for it.
Fuck off.
Okay.
And now they've been salary cap strangled ever since that contract. They couldn't
because his shit's too high. He's making too much money.
They can't wait to get out from underneath it.
I like it.
He's ever since the contract, he's never lived up to it, and he never will because it's Joe Flacco. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but he's not a top 15. He's not even a top 10. I'd put him outside the top 20. I could find 8 quarterbacks that he's better than.
I believe. Okay.
Nick Chubb in the second round going to
I'm not gonna lie.
Browns.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this is getting a little long.
Oh, we're wrapping up.
Okay, let's wrap it up. Let's move on.
My second favorite pick was Shaquem Griffin in the 5th round. When you run a 4.47 as a linebacker, I know he's a little undersized.
Yes, you know what? I do want to talk on Shaquem Griffin.
Yeah, we're gonna skip all the way to Shaquem Griffin.
He did what, a 4.3?
4.47.
4.47.
If I'm accurate, 4.47.
I thought it was a 4.3 something, but a 4.47 is still fantastic for a linebacker.
I know he's missing the hit, like most of his hand.
You know what?
But guess
does
what?
that matter?
He tackles in the open field. He's fast. He's a little undersized, but he goes to Seattle where they play that 4th and 5th kind of hybrid safety linebacker position, that nickel corner. I think it's a perfect pick for them.
So they made a good pick.
I think it's perfect.
But at the same time, for a linebacker, do you need 2 hands?
See, I don't. And the argument always was that was a hindrance. But look, the average linebacker gets 1, maybe 2 interceptions a year. And that's the average. That's league average.
And you know what? If he gets 1 every 2 years, he's a star.
You tackle. Give me 115 tackles a year, and you can have your picks.
That's what matters. You
tackle in the open field.
If somebody else can get those picks, or if he can still get those picks, fantastic. Do your job. Your job is to tackle.
That's it. No, I love the pick. I think he went to a perfect situation.
I like it. I love the fact that he is the fastest linebacker ever, right?
Especially
in the combine since they've been tracking it.
I believe the fastest linebacker. I believe
since they've been tracking times.
I believe so. He's up.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and just to close out our recap of the NFL draft, I will say my pick, my pick that didn't happen. I don't know how a team. All right, look, the Jags take Tanner Lee, quarterback, in the 6th round. The Bengals take Logan Woodside in the 7th round. The Pats take Danny Etling in the 7th round. When you have a guy like Kyle Allen sitting there, how do you not take him over those 3? It's beyond me. I know Kyle Allen only played 15 collegiate games. He went to 2 different universities. He had a little bit of an attitude problem, but the kid's got talent. There's fundamentals there that can be developed. I don't see any upside in Tanner Lee, Logan Woodside, especially Danny Etling. The guy didn't have to throw the ball because they had Leonard Fournette for most of his career. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Those 3 picks baffle me when you have a guy like Kyle Allen sitting there. Doesn't make any sense to me.
It's a little gibberish to me, but I'll take it. I'll take your word for it. I trust you.
That's it. That's it for the NFL draft. I mean,
so that's the highlights.
It's become a spectacle. It's a 3-day spectacle.
It really is. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I'm not the huge sports guy, I do enjoy an occasional game from time to time. But I've been known to watch it from time to time.
It's an event. Now they got it on the road.
Really
They're going to stadiums.
It really is.
It's awesome. Look, it's putting the stranglehold that the NFL has on sports in general.
On America.
Look, baseball's America's pastime, but people are watching the NFL.
But football is America's
sport.
And
I know ratings are down because the flag and the kneeling and all that.
And the concussions.
They'll return. Look, Vince McMahon's bringing back the XFL. You got Dan.
I am excited for that.
Yeah, I
Listen, I didn't really get into it too much when I was a kid. But there's something about wrestling and football in the same thing.
Look,
that hits a nerve.
There's a handful of people in this world that I will bet on every time, and one of those is Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He turns shit into gold.
He knows how to turn shit into gold.
He single-handedly kept wrestling alive. I mean,
absolutely.
Look, they just got paid.
Absolutely.
And this is unconfirmed, but they just got paid $200 million to run a show in Saudi Arabia. One show, one night, $200 million. I believe they're going to move NXT. They're going to have developmentals all over the world now.
Listen.
This is global domination.
When you can take a lawsuit and change your name and continue
the World Wildlife Foundation.
And you can continue to grow, you're doing something right. You're doing something right.
Hey, when you admit to steroid use and then still kind of get off with it,
you're doing something right.
You got a little slap.
You're doing something right.
But yeah.
You're doing something right.
You're doing something well.
All right.
We are going to stay on the NFL draft for one more pick.
Are we? Hold on.
In the second round, the Redskins took a running back by the name of Darius Geis. I'm butchering that name.
Geis?
It's juice, but with a G.
Geis.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason why we're going to talk about it is because it's been reported that one of the teams, and the team has yet to be disclosed, to my knowledge, in the combine interviews asked him, and I quote.
So this gets a little into our what we planned on being one of our ending segments with current events. But since we're on the NFL, let's take it. Continue.
We're supposed to signpost our way to these things and kind of lead you guys.
Continue.
And I just started talking.
We're gonna be a little all over the place if you haven't figured that out yet. So let's move on.
The quote was, "Do you like men?"
And who? Hold on. Let's run this back.
So, all right. Close your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Picture yourself. You're a running back. You're the second or third rated running back in the draft. You're sitting in there and you're talking to NFL executives, and a team walks in and they're just trying to get to know you. They're vetting you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they go,
"Do you like men?"
Do you like men?
Now.
Hey,
why does that matter?
Hey, Ryan, do me a favor. What year is it?
Well, I would like to say it's 2018, but
right.
The question you're asking,
are we in 84?
Yeah, I was gonna say
72, 72, 82,
72. That's fine.
You like men? I'm sorry. What the fuck does it matter what I like?
I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one. What does it matter? What does it matter? Do you like men? Yes, no.
I mean,
what does that have to do with playing football?
Are
you good?
Are you an athlete?
Are you bad? Are you an athlete?
Are you not highly rated?
Let's draft you.
I'm sorry. Did Mel Kiper not give you, an 85 rating? 86?
Who?
Mel Kiper. He's the expert on draft.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. He likes apple pie. He eats apple pie every day.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't eat apple pie every day.
He doesn't eat the crust.
Who doesn't like apple pie?
He doesn't eat the crust because that's where all the hydrogenated carbohydrates are.
Yep.
That's his quote.
But the innards aren't necessarily as good for you either.
I eat only the crust.
I love the crust. I love the crust.
No, but
anyway,
honestly, honest to goodness, what does it matter in today's society? Whether you like men, women, look.
Both.
It doesn't matter. Look.
Doesn't matter.
A ton of homosexual things go on in locker rooms. I'm trying to say this. I'm trying to say this professionally correct here. Like a ton of dumb shit goes on. What does it matter?
Hold on. Are you saying homosexual stuff is dumb stuff?
I'm saying I see what you
Both.
did there.
You
I
mean
see what
both?
You did there.
You mean both, or do you mean
you
the
got
same?
You got me in a good
I
old
got you in a pickle.
double entendre here.
Got you in a little pickle.
Yeah, no, man. Look,
Listen,
like
I
whatever you
understand.
want. It doesn't matter. Look, you're trying to get to know me as a person.
But listen, let's take it here, because I think you're trying to make a point, and people don't know. Okay, so you played football for many years.
I did.
Through school.
Yes.
So onward from here with your statements. Stuff happens in a locker room during football. But
it's like loosey-goosey,
only people
you know?
that played football and were in football locker rooms might understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But I think you were trying to get into it a little prematurely without letting everybody know.
Yeah.
That's why I gave you the little double entendre.
See, that's why he's here. That's why he's here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm trying to regulate.
Yeah.
Trying to regulate.
I'm a mouth breather. I just start talking.
I mean, I'm a mouth breather as well, but I don't just start.
But
talking.
no, look, you're trying to get to know me as a person, the type of person I am. You're making sure that I'm not in a gang like Aaron Hernandez. You're making sure I'm not killing people like Aaron Hernandez.
Exactly.
You're making sure that I'm not
Ray
beating
Rice.
my girlfriends like Ray Rice. You know, look, let's take Jameis Winston from Tampa Bay. You're making sure that the stuff he did in college, saying, you know, F her in the pussy. I don't know why I said F. I said pussy. You know,
hey, whatever you want to say, man.
Yelling "fucker" in the pussy in the cafeteria or where the fuck he did it. You know, you want to make sure that kind of stuff is behind you. You know, look.
That's great. You know what? That's a good thing to ask.
Those are good
and
things.
try to get a real feel for the kind of person you're drafting.
But how is your sexual preference?
What does it have to do?
How does that
with,
change you on the field?
What does it have to do with anything?
Does that change the way you play on Sundays?
No.
No. It changes nothing. What you do in the privacy of your own home is up to you.
Absolutely.
Right? As long as you're not out there.
Privacy of anywhere.
Anywhere. It could be the Dutch Motel in Hillsborough Avenue.
Could be anywhere.
No, look, as long as you're not doing dumb stuff, getting in trouble.
Doing meth.
Yeah. Look, I don't see how that's even a thing. I don't even understand how that's a question the team would ask.
Anyway, I think we have beat this horse.
Yeah. It's like in 2010 when the
20
Dolphins
times.
asked Des Bryant if his mom was a prostitute.
That's a question. I don't think, but what does that matter to how you play football?
Exactly.
That's the big question.
Again,
That's the big question. Anyway, I think we're getting a little long-winded and repetitive on this question. So since we're on the sports topic, I think we move on, but I think we go to...
We stay on the Redskins.
I think we... Do we? Because I was going to go to the NFL. Sorry, the
Cheerleaders.
NBA. Ooh, the cheerleaders. Okay, what do you got to say about that?
So a report came out a couple of days ago saying the Redskins, I'm not sure what year. I don't have a year on this, but they were flying their cheerleaders out for a party for their suite owners of the stadium.
Okay, so like big companies, $1 million
You're one
companies,
percenters.
you're one percenters that own suites, that rent out suites on an annual basis.
Yep.
Okay.
And they were taking cheerleading team photos. I consider them a team.
Of course. They are a team to the team.
But here's the problem. One of the photos they were required to take was, and again, I'm going to use the word required. They were required to remove their tops and take this photo topless. Let that sink in for a second.
I'm sinking.
They were also required, although they were allowed to keep their tops on, but they were required to hang out kind of almost escort style with said suite owners that evening at restaurants and various things.
I don't even care that much about that.
No.
Okay, let's move back to the required to take off their tops. Let's move back to that.
Yeah, it's not even like, look, it should never have to be an option. But they weren't even given an option.
But can I bring this topic up? Okay. In our society, feel me. In our society today, 2018, May, how does that happen? Without instant repercussions.
I have no idea.
How?
I have no idea. How is this not news literally the moment it happened?
That's what I'm saying.
How is a cheerleader not going, this is... And again,
how did they not call CNN on the spot?
This is not their fault for stopping it.
No,
I'm not putting blame. But how does a cheerleader, how does anyone in that situation, you're going to tell me that every exec that was there was like, yeah, have them take their tops off. No one thought to stop this. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, there's a photographer there. That's my department, okay? I do video, I do photos. There's a photographer there. There's probably 1 or 2 assistants with this photographer. There's how many cheerleaders are on a team? 20?
40? 20 to
40?
I don't know.
20 to 40?
Yeah.
And for doing a team photo shoot, there has to be some kind of executive there, some kind of leader, somebody that manages the cheerleaders. How is this okay through let's just say 50 people? How does this happen? Now. I mean, what's the date on this article? A year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years, even if it's fucking 5 years ago. How does this happen?
I honestly, when I read the article, I honestly thought it was a gag. I didn't think it was real. I truly didn't, because my cousin, I'll tell you her name off air.
Okay.
She was a cheerleader for the Bucks, and you probably guess which one.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I know another.
And this was again, this was about 10, 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago.
What team was this for again?
Tampa Bay Bucks.
This was the Bucks that was supposed to go topless.
No, the Redskins.
No, that's what. Okay, Redskins.
Yeah.
Make sure we're all on the same page.
My cousin cheerleaded about 15 to 20 years ago for the Bucks, and her pay was $50 a game. These cheerleaders are not paid that much. They're not making
nothing.
Okay, this isn't their full-time job. This is something. This is like something they like to do.
It's something.
Right? It's a status symbol for some.
They cheered in school. It's something to move on to continue to cheer.
In some cities, it's still a status symbol, like being a cowboy, a cowgirl. I think
that's the thing. Yeah, a cowgirl.
That's a big thing, right?
Huge.
They're not getting paid a whole lot.
No,
right?
but it's huge to be. It's a status symbol.
Yeah, but to sit there and be, I don't know. I would that. I'm lost for words.
At?
I'm demoralized just reading that article.
Demoralized.
I'm demoralized.
That's a great word.
And that we that's when society fails, because not one person there. Look, it's one thing to go, think about it. This might be wrong. Like, man, stand up and say something.
Right? Like,
stand up.
How many people were there and not one said something?
It's mind blowing.
It really is.
And
it really is.
I really hope that the NFLPA steps in.
So obviously this is an article that you've come across now. So what's happening now with that? I mean, obviously we agree that something should have happened then, but what's happening now?
I hope the NFL doesn't try to, and I hate to use the word cover up, but I hope they don't brush it underneath the rug.
But where did you come across this article?
Oh, ESPN. I saw it on ESPN.
ESPN.
Center, yeah.
So it's official.
Yeah, no, this is real.
It's official.
This really happened.
So what's it saying though? Is there a lawsuit? Is there?
The NFL is looking into it. The NFLPA is looking into it. I would like, in my perfect world, the cheerleaders would now become part of the NFL Players Association, because I consider
that should
them a
absolutely
team,
happen.
And that will now give them the same rights as a player. So there will be someone protecting them from things like this.
Well, but you would think there would be already somebody protecting them from this.
100%.
Like
100%.
Said just the company they work for. If anything,
I agree.
I mean,
I was reading the article.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I missed your last sentence.
We talked about that dead air. It's all right. It's all right. It don't matter.
So, there are a couple of variations of the article. The article is firm on the topless photo. Every article has, and there's been other cheerleaders that come out and said the topless photo did happen. The whole quote unquote pimping, like escorting in the evening, the dinners. Some cheerleaders are saying that didn't happen.
Well, it is the Redskins.
At this point, I believe they would say no comment, because any comment they make is going to be awful.
I would hope. I would think.
I think they're going to let the NFL play it out. I think they will get
They're
in
just
some
going to
trouble.
pass it on and see what happens.
There's got to be some trouble.
Yeah, we won't really hear much about it, though, I don't think.
I think it there's certain situations where a team can do self-imposed punishment. I don't think this is one of those times because I think that's just disingenuous. Because I don't think the team forcing a girl to go topless should ever impose their own punishment. So I think the NFL has to take a firm stand.
You know what? When you started that statement, I was against you for a second, but when you brought it back around, I understand what you're saying.
It's one thing if you catch your head coach cheating, right?
And I feel that the NFL needs to step in on this.
Right.
Yes.
I agree. Look. Let's use the Patriots Spygate thing. I think most teams did it. That's all I'll say on it. Right. We got caught. Right.
We did.
Fine. I'm not sure Robert Kraft is aware that was going on. He might not have full knowledge, right?
Of course. There's always some disconnection from teams, coaches, players, assistant coaches to owners.
So if you put a self-imposed punishment and then the NFL goes a little light on you, I'm okay.
Agree.
Don't get me wrong. The NFL gutted us. But in this kind of a situation,
when you go with a team,
there's a lot of people that are in on this.
Mandatory. There's multiple people that let this happen.
You're going to tell me at your organizational headquarters, you make the cheerleaders go topless.
You didn't know about it.
Everyone's going to see the photo, which is horrendous.
And you didn't know about it.
And two, everyone knows.
Everyone had to know about it.
No, it's
or at least a majority.
Yeah. I mean, that's all.
Majority.
I just hope this never happens again.
Absolutely.
It should never have happened in the first place. But let's never let this happen again.
Absolutely.
That's it. Let's talk about LeBron James.
We're moving sports. I like the transition. Moving sports. Because I was about ready to push you.
So, look, both of us are casual NBA watchers. We're not the biggest NBA watchers.
No, not at all. I mean, I'm a casual sports watcher.
Yeah.
Let's just put that out there in general.
We're not even going to touch on baseball today because it's too early.
It's too much.
I just want to touch on something I noticed now that I'm back home and I was watching a little bit of that basketball.
Back home in the States.
LeBron James's beard looks like a glorious piece of leather on a man's face.
Listen, I feel like I want to take that as a compliment.
I love it
because, listen, I'm not the biggest LeBron fan.
I respect the hell out of him.
Say what you want about the man. I have some respect for him. I'm not gonna be a hater on him. But
give me this. Hold on.
I'll give you whatever you want.
He became a star at 17 while he was in high school.
He did.
And name one time he has ever slipped up in public or done something stupid.
Never.
That guy's a friggin' saint.
He knows what he's doing. Listen, I'm not going to call him a saint, but he knows what he's doing.
On paper,
he knows what he's doing. Okay.
The best.
But let's you brought up his beard.
Oh, it's glorious. I wish the back of his head matched though.
Wow. What the back of his head needs to match the front of his face.
I don't know if it's all of the
Hey man, just shut your mouth right there, okay? Let me just stop you right there.
I don't know if it's the stress from all the suit work he's doing.
Somebody with a man bun cannot make a comment about somebody that has a receding hairline.
Don't you ever hate on me for having a full head of hair.
Listen, I am not hating on you for a full head of hair. But when you have that said full head of hair,
tread lightly.
You cannot make a comment about somebody that's balding.
Fair.
Would you agree?
I'll take that.
Well, you can't. You can't speak because you don't know. You don't know.
But can I say this?
Let me hear it.
When it starts to thin,
yes,
take it off. Look,
but has he not?
No, he's still got that little like fuzz thing going on. It's disgusting. Just go bald with the beard, son.
Maybe I haven't seen enough.
Bald with the beard.
I agree. I agree. When you're thinning that much, just go bald with the beard. And what am I doing?
And don't give me.
I'm bald with the beard, baby.
Don't give me the Hulk Hogan.
I shave it down. No.
There's a reason why it's called the Hulk Hogan.
Exactly. There's no debate.
Don't give me that V in the front.
There's no debate.
You look stupid.
There's no debate. When you have a Hulk Hogan, guess what? There's a reason it's
Are
called
you
the
Hulk
Hulk
Hogan?
Hogan. No, you're not. Shave it off.
Yeah. Simple.
Yes, absolutely. But you can't make comments when you don't have a receding hairline.
That's fair.
So I'm going to agree. He can't grow the hair on his head like he does on his face. But you know what? I'm going to tell you this.
It's like a
I've been
thick
losing. Listen,
strip of
no, what did
leather.
I tell you? You cannot comment on it.
I think I'm
Shut up.
sexually attracted to his beard.
See? Listen. I'm going to tell you this. When the hair stops growing on the top of your head, it's like wildfire everywhere else. Everywhere else.
Louisiana or Los Angeles? Louisiana or Los Angeles?
Both.
Ooh!
Wildfire.
Woo! We're burning on both ends.
Both ends.
Both ends.
Both ends get the hair when the head stops growing.
And if you didn't understand that reference, neither did we.
But we might. Moving on. Anyway.
No, look, the Cavs.
So-
The Cavs struggled with the Pacers for 7 games, and they are just wrecking the Toronto 2Ts, ladies and gentlemen. Okay,
Hold on. What?
Raptors.
What's wrong? Why do you got an emphasis on the 2 T's? What?
Because if you're
Hold on,
from
hold on,
Canada,
hold on.
they don't say the second T.
They don't?
No, they say Toronto.
But hold on. Toronto.
Toronto.
That's how I say it.
Toronto.
I say it with 1 T.
Toronto.
Toronto.
No, it's 2 T's.
No, it's 1 T when you say it.
No, you pronounce every letter in a word.
Depends on where you're from.
Okay, and I'm not from Canada, so I pronounce it the American way, Toronto.
But I'm American, and I don't pronounce it with 2 T's.
And I'm offended.
Why? Hold on.
Why
hold on,
wouldn't
hold on,
I be?
Hold on. Let me ask you this question. How did we get to this? This is
LeBron
got
James
to-
beard,
no,
Toronto.
No. This is no. We are on this topic of T's, not T's, Toronto, Canada. You're dating a Canadian. Kind of.
No, I there's no kind of. I am.
I mean, there is.
There is an Asian in my life.
But you say there's an Asian in my life. We weren't talking.
She's a Canadian.
We weren't talking about.
She's an Asian that
Asians.
lives in Canada. She's a Canadian.
So,
She's an Asian that has a Canadian passport.
So she's technically Canadian,
Yeah.
and she says Toronto.
Yeah. No second T.
So if she lives in Canada,
And she gives me shit
if she
every
lives
time I say Toronto.
Canada, and she only says 1 T, what do you think is right?
Definitely not her.
And where does she live? Toronto?
Right outside of Toronto.
Anyway, I think everybody knows where I'm trying to go with this point. Let's move on. This is getting a little ridiculous. I think we've gotten off topic. I think we are
Every subject.
Well, of course, that's to be expected. But
I got the Celtics in 5
I think
games.
we're getting a little long-winded here.
Always.
Is what I'm trying to say. So let's move on. What's next?
I think we moved to like current events, non-sport topics.
Okay, sounds good. Even though one of your articles you already brought up was sport related, but we're going to move past that. Maybe you have a couple more. But I will say one of the articles I have is sport related.
Ooh. And here's the thing, I only know of, we have one article together that we know about, and his article he's just referencing I don't know about, so that'll be all organic. There's no pre-planning for that.
All right,
Yeah.
so what do you got? What's your first article?
I got Kanye West.
I want to say no more because, Kanye West. But
I mean, I hate
what's happened recently that
look. I hate
brings this up.
I hate that we're talking about Kanye West.
See, I don't because you know what? Listen, it's not necessarily that I don't hate that we're talking about Kanye West, but the man has done something right.
Oh God.
Listen, you don't become a millionaire.
You got a short leash.
Should I say billionaire? I don't know.
Probably.
You don't become filthy rich if you did something wrong.
Hello. His wife got rich on a sex tape. Of course you can.
Why is that wrong? It made her rich.
Because it was posed as this bullshit. Oh, they stole this video from me. But really and truly,
That's
she filmed
marketing,
it on purpose.
baby. That's marketing.
Oh, God.
Marketing, baby. Anyway, Kanye West, what happened?
Well, I'm gonna quote Sir Kanye West because I don't want this taken out of context because I think this is just horrendous.
Let's hear it. It probably is. Listen. I don't want to set the tone for saying that I'm like a huge Kanye fan.
Oh no, he loves Kanye.
But that's not necessarily
What's
true.
that one song he has? Righteous.
Honestly, I don't know if that's a song of his. I do
No
know
idea.
there's something about heartbreak. But
Gold
that's
Digger.
really old. I do know that.
Gold Digger.
Let's bring it in on that. Okay.
So the quote he was on TMZ and I guess he was there live and they were just shooting the shit I guess and he kind of made an offhand comment.
Okay.
And this was the direct quote. When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. And
Hold on. No. Can you read that one more time so I can soak it in?
When you hear about slavery for 400 years, question mark, that sounds like a choice. And then he added, you were there for 400 years and it's all of y'all. It's like we were mentally imprisoned.
There's a lot wrong and right with that statement.
First off, it just grossly disingenuous the way he posed it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
The TMZ, one of the TMZ employees there immediately fired back with, while you are making music and being an artist and living the life that you've earned by being a genius, the rest of us in society have to deal with these threats to our lives. We have to deal with the marginalization that comes from 400 years of slavery.
Hold on. Was this TMZ person? What do you call him? Employee? Was he white? Was he black?
I'm assuming he was black. This just
I would hope so with that kind of statement.
Because listen, you can't decide gender or color
it doesn't
reading an article.
necessarily matter what Kanye said. Living in America as a black man isn't an easy thing.
No.
Can we agree on that? Can we agree on that? It's not an easy thing.
No, I 100% agree. But look, the fact that his thought process, although again disingenuous, isn't completely off topic. It's not completely out of the realm.
No.
But the fact that he said slavery was a choice, that's completely egregious.
That's fucked
It's not
up.
a choice. When you're born into slavery or you are a slave, you're just that.
Listen, when you're brought over from another country and you don't speak the language when you get here, what are you supposed to do? And you're whipped and beaten and told you're wrong? What are you supposed to do? And then when you're born into that,
I agree.
what do you
look?
Hot topic.
Yeah, look. I'm Cuban and Italian. I am English first language. I have every right and every choice to learn. I do know Spanish, but I have every right.
You don't know Spanish.
I know enough, right? But I look. I have every right and choice to delve into it more, to really become fluent, right?
Of course.
If I was born into slavery, I don't have a choice to do anything but that.
No.
Right?
You learn
There's
what
no
you're
choice
going to
there.
learn. No, there's not.
There's no choice there.
Absolutely not.
To sit
That's
there
a fucked up statement.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I'm just trying to figure out where a African American man can come up with that statement.
When I read the
That's all I'm trying to
read
figure
the
out.
article, I honestly, it reads like
'Cause listen,
it reads like a run of the mill person from Middle America, right?
Exactly.
Right?
But you know what?
Not
When
Kanye
you
West.
listen, when you live in America in 2018, it's a statement that how could you let something happen like that? But you know what? Hundreds of years ago,
Because
it wasn't the same. You couldn't just say "fuck you." This is America. You couldn't just say that. Now you can.
Let's break down his argument, though. When you read his quote, what he's basically saying is because they had the numbers, right?
Because there's numbers and
say,
because there's so many years.
How
but
did
when
they
you're
not overthrow, right?
But when there's how many slaves did it
That's all they
start
know.
with, though?
That's all they know.
Exactly. How many slaves did we start with?
I have no idea.
Nobody knows. Yeah. Nobody knows. How many did we start with? And what did that grow to? It had to double, triple, quadruple.
You're right. You're right.
I mean,
the numbers were there. The numbers were there for them.
Yes, of course he's right.
But
the numbers
that's not
were there.
what they know.
But what did they know?
Exactly.
Of living in America? They knew slavery.
Exactly.
This is our, what do you want, master? Is that what you want to call it?
Yeah.
This is our quote unquote master.
And you forget that it's not. They weren't just confined to.
They weren't.
Let's just,
Americans, quote unquote. They were not Americans as we see it today. There was nothing to stand on.
And it's not like they were confined to just one plantation or one.
No, it was across the country.
Plantation, but
it
they
was
were also
across
sold.
the country.
They were also sold
to other plantations.
Exactly. So for someone to make that kind of a comment, especially a black individual making that comment in 2018,
we got a hot topic.
Woo!
We got a hot topic.
Between his song where he's literally just saying poop and pee the entire time, and then this, he has had a record week.
We got a hot topic.
He's had a record week.
Yeah. That song.
He was
that song.
I watched a clip. I watched a little bit more into the clip, and he's talking about how he got liposuction prior to the wedding because he wanted to look good for all the reporters. The dude's off his ass.
Well,
the dude's not. He's not working with the full deck.
Listen. He's always been off his ass. But that's what got him to where he is, and that's. I don't want to say that's part of the problem.
There's a little bit of insanity with
where
genius.
He is.
There's a little. There's a little.
Yes.
There's a little bit of insanity.
That's the perfect way to put it.
That's
the perfect way to put it.
That's a fact.
There is insanity when there's genius.
Yeah.
Yes. What else? What else we got? Let's move on. Hot topics.
What you got?
I'm burning up.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Can I get a little? I know podcasts, they have like their sponsors and everything. We don't really have any sponsors.
No,
since,
not yet. We're just starting
This
out.
is our first episode, but I'd like to think that we're sponsored tonight by Maker's Mark.
Oh, would you?
I really would.
Would you really?
I really would.
I like that.
Can we get a little jingle in that mic?
You need. What are you running a little low over there? You'll run a little low.
The person I'm sitting next to,
the bottle's a little low.
He is an ambassador for Maker's Mark.
Oh, you're gonna throw it out there.
He's got business cards.
You're just gonna throw it out there.
I got to. I
am. I do.
I'm sitting next to whiskey royalty.
Well, listen. If you're gonna talk some shit,
he just poured a little on that infamous couch.
That's that couch we're talking about. Anyway. If you wanna throw it out there, it's not whiskey. It's bourbon.
Okay,
it's
fine.
Bourbon,
all
which
right.
is a form of whiskey. But
Same
if you want to get
thing.
official, if I'm gonna be the quote unquote ambassador,
don't be the asshole that sees the color pink and goes, "That's salmon."
Well,
fuck off.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So
it's all under the whiskey umbrella.
If you're gonna drink a nice bourbon, Maker's Mark is the way to go. I am an ambassador. I do have, as Raymond likes to say, business cards. Drink Maker's Mark. Let's just put it at that.
Yeah.
We're not going to get any money for that, but let's just put it at that.
And we're also going to be sponsored for one episode by Angel's Envy. Because that's just wonderful.
That's only because we'll probably drink it.
Yeah, we're gonna spend our own money on it.
As an ambassador of Maker's Mark, I can't agree to this.
Yeah, he should never. I was testing him. Look at that.
I can't agree to this.
He is playing. At some point we are going to film these and put them up on that YouTube.
You drink your angels, I'll drink my makers.
He is playing with this tripod stand of his mic so much.
I can't stop touching
he is
it.
dilly-daddling so much.
Daddling?
Dilly-daddling.
I thought it was... Never mind. Let's move on. Onward.
You got an article?
Oh, so we're moving to current event articles?
That's what we've been doing for the last 35 minutes.
No, that's not. But for some
Keeps
reason...
shaking his phone.
My phone keeps deleting my last note. And guess what? My last note is all of our notes on the podcast. Right. I don't know why it keeps deleting. So my next note after LeBron's beard, which we got way off topic on that.
Just turned into a segue about Toronto.
Is vagabond?
Two T's. I have that you mentioned that note to me earlier, and I have no idea. I am a vagabond, but that's a different story.
All I can say is I don't know why I wrote vagabond, but it's a note, so I wanted to bring it up.
I mean, did you just see a homeless person on the side of the road?
My next note, if you're coming to me,
were you driving
with
when you
some
wrote this?
fire,
Did you see a homeless person?
Haircut, but I think we already talked about your gender neutral haircut.
We actually didn't.
We didn't? Oh no, that was before.
We never worked it in. It just never fit in.
It didn't fit in.
Yeah, we were trying to flow.
Anyway.
I mean, while he's having technical
so
difficulties.
my next note is haircut. So
I got a hair.
Why don't you
I got
tell
a
me
hair's cut today. Let me tell you. Let me.
Just tell me about that.
Let me pick.
Are you sure we didn't talk about this already?
100%.
Okay, let's talk about this.
Let me pick a fight with all of America.
Listen,
America.
hold on. I'm gonna pause you right there. I like the statement. Onward.
It is not haircut. You are not cutting one hair. You're cutting all of the hairs on your head.
So what would you call that?
Hair's cut.
Hair's cut.
So
yeah, hold on. Before you continue, I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but you get moving, and there's no stopping. So
that's that fire.
I gotta cut you off before that. I gotta throw a little water before that fire happens. Yeah. Okay. I agree with you. Yeah. But why are you calling it hairs?
Because I'm getting all the hairs on my head cut. It's just that simple.
Is there a better term that we could use?
Oh, I don't know.
All right, onward.
Yeah, I don't really think that far.
Let's move on.
That's just too far. But anyways, it's a hair's cut. I had one of those today. I go to the lovely people down at Lady Jane's. Shout out to Lady Jane's.
That's a local Tampa thing, isn't it? I've never.
They got a couple locations in Clearwater and St. Pete. I know that.
But the Tampa Bay area.
I think it's a Florida thing.
It's a Florida thing.
I think it's branching. Right. I think it's a Florida thing. Yeah. So I go down there, and for those of you that know me, I'm about a 5'7".
That's what we're going with. 5'7".
Yeah, and I got this high top man bun essentially.
Oh, hold on.
It's
high top. Why are you calling it a high top?
Well, I don't think it's a high. I think I'm using. I don't know anything about hair.
I think you're misusing that word.
I think it's high and tight because the sides are shaved. I think that's the term the kids use.
Kind of.
I don't know.
I
honestly, I'm a hillbilly. Hairs.
Listen.
Cut.
All right. We're not really sure how to put this, so let me just explain it for everybody that can't see you right now. Let me do that.
Describe me.
Okay.
Paint me.
You have a man bun.
I do.
That's what we'll call it. But it's only on the top of your head.
The crown.
The crown of the head. The sides are shaved. The sides and the back, obviously. Why would you not shave the back if you shave the sides?
That would be a mullet. That'd be a mullet.
Yes. So you don't have a mullet.
I do not.
You have the sides and back shaved. And you have a man bun on top.
Yeah,
so,
it's like a messy bun. It's a fact.
Yes, let's continue. Longer hair on top, shaved on the sides.
Simple.
Not
really.
You would think.
So it all started. The man bun started about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When I started school on
Sounds about right.
lovely island that I went to school on. They didn't really have they did have a barber. It was a dark man. I mean, he had clippers and he wore gloves. That's all. That's all that was there.
I know you're trying to move past everything, and I understand why. But let's talk about the island a Just give me a. Let's paint a picture so everybody can understand.
It's an island.
What you're getting at, yeah, but that doesn't necessarily paint a picture.
No, I went to medical school in the Federation of St. Kitts in Nevis. My school is actually in Nevis. It's U.S. governed. The island of Nevis is 32 square miles. Takes about 15 minutes to circumnavigate.
Who's it owned by? It's not a U.S.
It is a U.S.
island.
company.
It is.
Oh, the island.
The island itself.
Independent.
It's independent.
Yeah, they follow.
It's not owned by like the British or.
They follow British law, but they are
Okay.
not owned by the British.
Okay. All right. Onward.
Oprah loves coming to Nevis. We have 4 seasons. That's about it.
Actually, I know somebody that used to own a house on Nevis.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for them. So the hair cutter was a man, and all he had was clippers and gloves. So I needed to find a hairstyle that I could do myself, and I came up with the ingenious idea one day to just trim my sides and let the top grow, and I was going to do like a little comb over.
Because it works. It's just
Yeah,
simple.
you just throw
Keep
it.
the sides short. You don't have to worry about it getting
If I
flared
screw
out.
it up, I can cover it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the comb over.
Let the top grow.
The comb over just kept growing and growing.
Did you really? Yeah, but what?
And then
Did
one
you really
day,
do a comb over though?
It-
What?
I don't-
mean, what
I-
dictates
again,
I always pictured a
I
comb
don't-
over as a bald man combing over hair.
It was
kind of
like a
cover the
wave that
bald.
came from my right to my left.
Okay, so that's why you call it a comb over. Okay, onward.
And then it got too long, and then one day I just tied it, and I was like, oh shit, now I'm a proud owner of a man bun. And it looked like a palm tree at first. It really did.
It really did.
It really looked like a palm tree.
It really did.
And I mean, now it's a good looking man bun. So I sit in the chair today at Lady Jane's, and it's a new lady. I've never seen her before. And she asked me what I like to do, and I said, I took my hat off, and she was shocked that all that hair was stuffed in that hat.
A lot of hair.
Yeah.
You got a lot of hair.
And she's like, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, that's up for you to decide. I don't know. I didn't go to school for this.
Well, hold on.
And,
why is it up to her to decide? You went for a haircut.
Yeah, but she went to school for hairs cutting. I didn't.
But that just means she knows how to cut hair in a certain way.
Okay, yeah. And point in case, you know how to cut hairs. You also know hairstyles.
Yes.
Okay.
But what is that? How does that qualify her to cut your hair how you want it?
Because that's her lane.
But how do you want your hair cut?
That's up for her to decide. That's not for me to decide.
No. You're not understanding the question, I think.
No.
How do you want your haircut?
I told her that I wear a man bun. The rest is up for her.
So you want to keep the man bun.
Yes, the rest is up for her.
So you gave her the option.
Hey,
Listen,
hey.
I want to keep the man bun. Give me everything else.
I gave her the granite of which the David was chiseled on. It was her job to chisel it into David, okay?
And what did she do?
And well, she put her head.
Did she chivel?
She gave me a dirty look because I guess that statement was a little disingenuous.
Of course it was.
I didn't mean it to be. And she said, "Well, that's up for you to decide. You should have looked at some pictures on Google."
I mean, probably because who doesn't have Google?
I mean, it's in my pocket at all times, but that again, I did not. That's not my forte. I don't even know what that thing's called.
What do you mean you don't know what that thing? You don't know what Google is
They
called?
have like 8 different scissors and 5 different clippers.
Oh, you're on haircuts. Okay.
I don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't know what they do. They go to school for this. That's like, look, hey, that's their passion.
Goddamn right.
So she's like,
let it flow.
she's like, do you want me to give you a fade? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the God's honest truth. I don't know what the fuck a fade is.
How do you not know what a fade is?
Don't know.
How old are you? You don't know what a
29.
fade? A fade.
No.
A fade.
No.
Listen, if I came to you and said, I'm going to get a fade, what would you think that is?
Honestly, I thought we were just getting blackout drunk.
A fade. Faded? Like faded.
Yeah.
Just faded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, and I told her I didn't know what a fade was. And she, again, now she's got her head down because now she's just getting frustrated.
I don't blame her.
She's like, well, I'm going to give you a fade. So she literally...
So she just said, fuck you, I'm giving you a fade.
I was like, cool, if you think it looks
Because you didn't know what it was.
I literally...
And she said, fuck you, I'm giving you a fade.
I looked at her and I said, if you think said fade looks good on this face,
On that face, your face. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
She takes the clippers and she just takes a chunk from my like the side here and this top sideburn and she just trims up. So now,
well, that's where you would
right?
naturally start a fade if I was.
And then she takes it all the way
interject.
around. So now I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous because now my head looks like a dick.
But you also don't know anything about haircuts.
Don't. But I'm
Clearly,
I'm
'cause you
staring.
don't know what a fade
I'm
is.
staring at the mirror, going, "My head looks like a dick. This is not good.
Not good.
Not good.
Not
Not a good look." 10 minutes go by.
But you're also oblivious.
still pretty visible.
Okay.
I kind of tell her, that I go to school. Now she's even more upset because she knows I'm
Because you're in medical school.
obvious. Look,
And you don't know what a fade is.
Slightly intelligent, doesn't know what a fade is.
Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
He's giving me that look.
Are you just classifying yourself as slightly intelligent?
Yeah. Stay humble.
How is that humble?
I don't know. I mean, we're all intelligent.
Are we? I mean, listen.
Look, I think everyone has a capacity for intelligence. I think just some people are ignorant.
Okay, listen, I'll agree that we all have a capacity.
Come at me with that English.
Capacity for intelligence.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we're all intelligent. That's all I'm saying.
Hey.
That's all. I'm not trying to call
That's fine.
anybody stupid. I'm not trying to call anybody smart. I'm
That's
just
fine.
saying. Yes, we all have a capacity. If you want to classify yourself as having some smarts, so be it.
It's better than me being, I'm a genius. I don't think I'm a genius.
That's true. That is true.
Just stay humble, stay hungry, one love.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so now she's even more upset and my head looks more and more like a penis.
I don't know though. I'm looking at you right now. You're not looking that bad.
And then she completes said fade. At which point,
it takes time. You can't just judge a woman on her first move.
I realized what it was at the end.
Listen.
And this is what I said. Look, you got to break stuff down for me sometimes. I looked at it and I go, oh, so a fade is like a blend job.
But
And apparently, again, now I've gotten like the 8th dirty look. Apparently, it's not called a blend job.
No, who
you're
calls that
blending
a blend
hair.
job? But you're fading hair.
No, you're blending. It's a blend job.
But if you're trying to be a doctor, how do you not understand that fading and blending are the same fucking thing?
Going to medical school has no correlation to understanding the word fade.
But you want to classify yourself as smart?
No, don't get me wrong. I came
Smart?
off horrific in this one.
To
don't
who?
get me wrong.
To who?
To
Everybody?
Yeah, fine. But yeah, she's like blend job, and I'm like, yeah, blend job. She's
just the fact that you said job.
She had asked me earlier how many inches she wanted me to take off.
Off of what?
Off the actual man bun.
The man bun, the top of it?
It was at this point when I said blend job, she took complete control and just
I would hope so.
Just stop asking me questions.
If you say a word like blend job, a phrase like blend job.
Yeah. But look, there's a
fuck you.
There's a theme here. There's a theme.
What kind of theme? You're an asshole.
As I get up out of the chair, she looks at me and she said, and I quote,
"Okay,
I just gave you a bangin' haircut.
Bangin'.
You look fresh.
Bangin' haircut.
Don't know what bangin' means. Don't care.
Are you sure you don't? So you want to be a doctor?
I know what banging means. God damn you.
So why did you just say you don't know what banging means?
Trying to be funny.
Trying to be humble.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
She
you.
goes, yeah, I just gave you a bangin' haircut. You look fresh.
Listen. As much as I want to talk shit, it looks good. You look great.
I looked at her and I said, I always had faith in you. You should have more faith in yourself.
You know what? That's a great comment.
Look.
You should. She should have more faith in herself.
Look, you can peg me as a jerk.
Should.
You can peg me as a jerk for saying that. But guess what? Lady cutters, men cutters, don't care. Have some faith in yourself. You're not going to fuck up.
Listen, I'm not gonna say you're not an asshole,
Hairs grow back.
but you did make a point.
I did.
You did make a point.
She trusted her instincts.
Have some fucking instincts.
Quit pestering
Have
me.
some confidence. Absolutely.
Look, and don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not ignorant to the fact that I'm the worst customer. It's like going into a bar and asking the bartender to make you something good. What they're gonna do?
You're the worst.
They're gonna make you either the worst drink or the most expensive.
Yes,
right?
You're the worst if you go into a bar.
That's
and
what
ask
you
for
get, right?
For their drink.
So I'm not blinded to that. But look, I don't know much.
Okay.
I stumbled upon a man bun that actually works for me. That's all I know.
That actually works. So you've been doing a man bun for almost about
2.5 years.
2.5 years. And you're going to say you just found a man bun that works for you?
I mean, I could find multiples.
All right. Well, you know what? I think we've got a little long-winded on the haircut.
I was only telling the story because you were having technical difficulties.
I think you're kind of a piece of shit for it, but at the same time, at the same time, I somewhat agree.
Thank you.
I somewhat agree, and that hurts. That hurts me to say that. So let's move on. I think I've said let's move on a lot.
Yeah.
But I think that's because you like to talk.
Yeah. Look, this podcast is just two guys, maybe a third, hopefully a fourth.
Did I mention vagabond?
Yeah.
I did, didn't I?
I honestly, I swear to God, you saw a homeless person on the side of the road and you just typed it in.
I'm not really sure why that note is here, but I wrote vagabond. Yeah. So, okay, so we talked about that twice. So let's move on.
More than that.
No, that was twice. Okay. Move on. What else you got?
Yeah, this podcast is honestly going to be a smorgasbord of just...
I got a note here while you're talking about what we're supposed to be doing. I'm just going to actually do, since you don't like to. I got a note here.
I got a note too.
Got a good name for a strip club. Not sure where this note came from.
Did you write said note?
That's why I'm bringing it up. I'm looking at it right now. Lap dances with wolves.
That's beautiful.
Lap dances with wolves. I just like to make notes in my phone sometimes.
Honestly, though, would you go to that place?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Listen, with a name like that, how could you not?
Yeah, I would agree.
Listen, I'm not a big strip club guy. I'm not.
No, me neither.
I'm not. Neither of us are.
Yeah.
I think one of the four boys are.
Yeah, the guy who owns a hard hat.
Yes. I think he might push to go to this place. But if he did, I think I would go just to find out. Because with a name like that, what can go wrong? Should I say that?
A lot of things.
Well, I'll agree with that. But listen to that. I mean, can you not agree that's a great name for a strip club?
Yes, I agree.
Can you not agree?
I agree.
Okay. So I'm not sure why that note was in my phone.
Can we break this down for just a second? Like,
whatever you want to do.
What went through your mind at the moment that you were like, "Oh, this is a great name for a strip club"? I need to know the beginnings.
I'm not really sure. There's a lot that goes through my mind. There's an old man Jim that I work with.
Like old men.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
He had said something about lap dances one time. And I think that kind of sparked a conversation. So I'm not really sure, but that I don't know. I really don't know. You know, sometimes, I mean, I think a lot of people can relate with me right now. I don't want to, I feel like I'm saying a lot. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but lap dances with wolves, how is that not a great name.
I'll tell you where my mind goes.
For a strip club.
I'll tell you where my mind goes when you say something like that. I immediately, and I'm really not sure why, I immediately think of Richard Gere.
Okay.
In Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman.
And I don't know why. Love that movie.
You know what? That's a fantastic movie.
Julia Roberts, Richard Gere.
Who doesn't love that?
Rags to riches story. It's beautiful.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
That's where my mind goes. I was just wondering where yours was at.
Anyway, you know what? I don't know exactly where mine was at with that. It's one of those, just like Vagabond. It was just kind of a note, and I'm not really sure why it was there. I tend to write a lot of notes that when I come back to, I don't necessarily understand. So if you can accept that, we can move on.
I think
some of these notes spark some conversation. Some may not, but
I think we should, at the end of every episode, give out the word MVP.
Word
yeah,
MVP.
like the word used the most in the podcast, and I think it would be "Let's move forward."
I would be the champion of that.
I think you win this week with.
I think I do, because I was a little worried this week about us getting a little long-winded. Because I knew we were going to talk.
We're a little scatterbrained because this is our first.
We're scattered.
This is episode number 1. This is the foundation, ladies and gentlemen. But I hope it gets better, and I hope we do better. I'd give ourselves right now an F-, to be completely honest.
Well, that's why I used "Let's Move On" so much, because I knew it was going to happen.
We got to find the right amount of topics versus the right amount of talking, right? And we came up with like 6 or 7 different topics.
Of course.
We want to make sure we either hit all of them or throw out the one.
And it looks like we're at about right now an hour and a half, and I can tell you that's with a little pre-time.
Yeah.
With us getting levels and talking a little bit beforehand. So I think we're right on time. Yeah, actually, I think we're right on time.
I think
from what we expected. You said about an hour and a half.
I wanted to. Our ideal would be 90 minutes. Anywhere.
It's a good amount of time. It's a good amount of time.
I don't want to throw out some shit. Like 50-minute deal. Even though, even if it's 50 minutes, who gives a shit? But we like to give some content out there.
Of course.
I mean, the biggest thing is. For me is just to kind of see where our mind goes, how we perceive things.
That's it. And I think this podcast, and like I told you from the start, this podcast is a lot about sports.
Yeah, let's just level with them for a little bit.
Right now, this first episode was a lot about sports, and that's why I was trying to move you onward.
Yeah.
Because I'm okay with it, but I don't want to pigeonhole us.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
no, I'm glad you moved me on, because I'll sit there all day.
Exactly,
you know me,
and I know you can. And before you went to fucking medical school, I told you should have been just a sports anchor, because you can talk for days.
Yeah,
so that's why I wanted to move you on a little bit, because you'll just sit there all day and keep talking, and I'm fine with it. But I think we need to try and keep this to a reasonable time.
Yeah.
No more than an hour and a half.
We were
2
really
hours.
scared about going over.
Of course,
we were really scared about going
we talked about it. We didn't want to go over too much. We didn't. I made a comment that we might go 3-4 hours, and I think we're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably need to go one less segment, one less article.
Well, but I think there was a lot of stuff in there that we'll figure out
we could add,
as we move on. But I don't think we finished yet either. I mean, I feel like you're trying to wrap it up.
No.
We still have a current events article segment to do.
Ooh,
and we did touch on maybe your couple articles, but I do have I do have a few articles, because we kind of worked yours into the sports segment, because your 2 articles were about sports.
Just honestly this week. Honestly, when you get a running back, and you're asking if he likes men, and you got cheerleaders topless, like that's a hell of a fucking week.
That's good
man.
topics. That's good
hell
topics. I tried finding some articles that weren't sports.
Hit me with them.
I found. Listen, okay, I got 3 articles.
Let's do it.
We talked about 2 each. I found 2, but I found 2 sports articles.
Let's go with the non-sports.
And I found 1 sports article.
Wait. So 2 sports and 1 sport?
No. Okay, hold on.
2 sports and 1 non-sport.
one sport and two non-sports.
All right, let's go with the non-sport ones.
Okay. So, but the first article I found, I ended up finding out was about 3 years old. So
let's talk about it.
It's pretty interesting. So it's from the UK. So that's a good start, right? I don't know why, but I feel like that's a good start.
I love fish and chips.
Who doesn't? Anyway, so there's a wife that is allergic to her husband's sperm. I heard about this. Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
Apparently, this article was from 2015.
Yeah.
Or no, hold on. That says 2009.
No,
so it's old.
It's very uncommon, but
it's old. It's old, and I thought it was fun to talk about because I mean, sex. But also because you're going to medical school, so I thought you might have some input on this. But once I found out it was old, like many years old, I figured I would shelf it. But at the same time, I wanted to keep it on the list because I didn't hear about it 6, 7, 8 years ago. Did you?
Yeah, I did. I did hear about it. I didn't really do much research into it, so
I didn't do a ton of research either, but I read a couple articles.
My assumption is she's allergic to maybe a protein or something in the sperm.
Well, and that's what it said.
That'd be my assumption.
That's what it said. Is basically, they had been together a couple of years. They had sex, because we're in the new millennium. But they had always used protection, always.
Okay.
They were in their 20s. Now, this was almost 10 years ago now, so it's an old article, but I had never heard of it. And they had always used protection. So they got married, and on their honeymoon, they said, well,
good old pulling the goalie.
Fuck protection. Let's just
You're
go
pulling
in.
the goalie.
Let's just go in raw.
Empty netter.
Let's just hit
Empty netter.
Exactly. And as soon as they started going, it didn't really explain all the deets, which I understand because who's going to explain all the deets? She started feeling a burning sensation. Come to find out. See what I did there? Come to find out.
That's a pun, ladies and gentlemen.
Come to find out. I like puns. She had a burning sensation. And what the doctor, they said, okay, let's stop this because something's wrong. We've been having, sexual maturity for years.
Yeah, they're doing adult
2-3
intercourse.
years. They're adulting. They're adulting.
Let's be clear, it's adults.
Well, they're adulting. They're married now, so they said, fuck the latex. And the doctor said she had a protein allergy.
Yeah.
And protein is just like any other protein.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's semen and it comes with cum.
Yeah, your semen's chock full of proteins.
It's protein, and she had an allergy. But they said she had an allergy to semen, but it was more specific with the protein.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to do a little research into this, and maybe we'll talk about it again. We'll do like a little part 2.
We might be able to
next episode.
Capitalize on this.
I'd like to do some reading on this because I'd like to see how that plays into her fertility.
And that's why I wanted to bring it up because I read the article, and then I found another article that talked about it. But I wanted to get your take. I wanted to get your take on it.
It's unfortunate.
Of course it is. I mean, listen. If this isn't a reason to raw dog 24/7, I don't know what is.
Yeah,
was that vulgar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
You threw me for a loop there for a second. Look.
I felt it.
Woo!
You looked at me like,
Woo!
what? What did you just say?
Yeah. We're going right, and you took a hard left. I like
taking lefts.
I thought we were taking a right up at the fork, and it was a roundabout.
I took you a roundabout.
Look,
I doubled you back.
I don't think it would affect her fertility wise. I don't know. I have to do more. I have to read into it. I'd love to read into this and talk about it more.
But what I read is she is allergic to sperm. So how do you get fertile? How do you?
She might be allergic to a protein in the sperm. So you have sperm and you have okay, so you have semen, right?
Yes.
There's fluid there as well. Then the sperm obviously swim in the semen.
Of course.
I'm gonna try to make this sound as lay as possible,
without
That's
being
also-
too doctorish.
Yeah, it's also what John calls pie lie. I shouldn't have said that.
No, move on.
I really
Doesn't
shouldn't.
matter. Move on.
So if she's allergic to something in like the semen, not so much the sperm, yes, on contact she would have an allergic reaction.
But it did
she
say
still
she
could
was allergic to sperm, but that might not. That could have been just
Yeah.
a non doctor article.
'Cause
if that's what I should
being
call
allergic to it's not the end of the world if she could still get pregnant.
Because they related it to a peanut allergy or a.
Wow, that's really serious.
No, that's what I'm
Peanut
saying.
allergy's
Is
pretty
they
serious.
related it to some kind of peanut allergy or some kind of high-profile allergy to where when semen hits her body, she gets itchy, she gets swollen, she gets red. Name it with an allergy. I mean, that's what they related it to. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I only read 1 or 2 articles about this, but that's what they related it to. So I really wanted to bring this one up, even though it was old. I thought it was interesting, and I thought maybe you'd have something to say about it, which you have so far. But they did relate it in one of the articles to a peanut allergy.
Yeah, so I'm sitting here reading a little bit.
You want me to send you the article I found? Would that help? Or did you find it?
I'm reading just general topics real quick. I have a medical journal app here.
Cool.
Yeah, so yeah, like you said, it and what I assumed was it is they're allergic to a specific protein in the sperm.
Yeah, it was more specific to the sperm. I just texted you the article I found. One of them anyway. I did read 2 of them or 3. I forget.
A lot of times it goes diagnosed as an STD.
Yeah,
because it
actually,
mimics
they
an
did say
STD,
that. They
right?
did say that because they did say it mimicked an STD, but once they dug further, they realized it was more related to a peanut allergy rather than an STD.
Yeah, so
Which that would be some shit to be with somebody for 2, 3, 4 years. You marry them, you go unprotected, and then find out. Or what the doctors tell you is something like an STD. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
of I literally just did like 45 seconds of reading, and a lot of times because it's burning and itching, it mimics.
Like a gonorrhea or
it mimics vaginitis.
Yes,
Yeah.
something of the sort.
So, it's highly it's very it's very
Misdiagnosed.
rare, but it's when it is diagnosed, it's
It
mostly
tends to be
incorrectly
more
diagnosed.
on the gonorrhea syphilis side
And-
rather than allergy to semen.
What it says is that it can put a strain on a relationship. 'cause
Of course,
obviously,
of course it can. Hold on, you just came inside of me. It burns. That's a
unprotected
thing.
sex is probably out of the question.
Of course,
But
that makes it hard to have kids.
it doesn't affect fertility.
But no, absolutely not. But that does pose a question of going. God, I'm trying not to be too vulgar.
Yeah.
Let's just say going unprotected.
Tread lightly.
Going unprotected before marriage would be a good idea in this situation, just to see, just to make sure.
This is my personal belief.
But also,
let me pose
who
this.
is just blowing willy-nilly before marriage? I mean, obviously it happens, but there's a thing of quote-unquote mistakes.
Look, and I will. I'll pose this as my own personal belief.
Of course, because
My own personal beliefs.
I'm just getting a little rough in the situation.
Let me put a little hair back on it. You ripped
Okay.
all the hair off.
I ripped it all off.
I firmly believe in test driving the car before buying it. Okay. I firmly believe in that.
There's no question there. There's no question there.
With things like IUDs and all new types of injectable birth controls,
yes,
going full bore willy nilly isn't also uncommon.
No,
right?
I don't think so. I mean,
if you're not on those things, you shouldn't be, and you shouldn't be relying on,
of course,
other things like Plan B is birth control.
Of course,
but we're not gonna seg.
There's protection for that's
hot
a
topics.
whole nother topic. That's a hot topic.
That's a hot topic. But when I read an article like that, my first thing is does it affect fertility? And it doesn't.
It does, which is nice.
Great,
I mean,
right?
But
now,
but you have to put somebody that you love through said situation just to get. What do you mean, or?
Or you. Let's say that allergic reaction is a peanut-like allergy, right? And it's severe, right?
Exactly.
And you don't want to go through that.
How do you do that?
Now we're looking at in vitro fertilization. We're looking at artificial ways of producing. And
so you can fuck as long as it's covered.
Yeah.
But if you want to have a baby, you have to egg it.
That would be up.
Is that a
not
what
a term?
Would you call that?
Not a term.
What would you egg it?
Not a term.
What would you call that?
Not. You keep trying.
Artificial insemination.
Means of
I like
procreating.
calling it egging it.
Egging it. My God. Hashtag that. Let's get that trending. Egging it.
That's not bad. That's not bad if I do say so myself.
But when you look at the realities of that, it's very expensive. First off.
Of course it is. Of course it is. So that can put a damper on the relationship itself because listen, from what I've read over the years, one of the number one causes of divorce is money issues.
Yeah. No,
money issues.
That's where I was going to. I honestly think that this might be more of a psychological mind fuck than anything.
Of course.
Because now, let's say it is that severe and the wife is like, I can't do this. We need to look at other avenues.
Yes.
You can't afford those other avenues. Like,
what do you do?
You're in a pickle, Dick.
Listen, if we're gonna wrap this pickle, we need to figure something out to be able to be fertile.
Yeah.
Right. I mean that can cause some issues.
I think that puts puts a little strain on the, let's say, long-term relationship and marriage.
Absolutely, it can. I don't disagree with that. That was why I brought it up.
Oh, it's interesting, and it's a.
I wanted to get your take on that since you've gone through some medical school to figure out. You know, obviously, I like to have my own thoughts about certain articles.
There's a lot to unpack there. I mean, you have the pure.
There's a lot.
The pure, and again, this is.
Well, it depends on
you have the pure raw medicine, right?
But also everybody's got their own thoughts, beliefs.
If it's a little itching, maybe not that big of a deal. Maybe it's not that big of a deal for you.
But if it's bad,
that's a game changer.
Listen, my dad's got a terrible peanut allergy.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
I mean, he could die if he eats peanuts. So, to the thought that just getting a little dick could kill you, that's some shit.
Yeah, and I think, and I'm generalizing here.
Of course, that's what I think. That's what we're both doing. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I'm generalizing here. It's
an old article.
I think
that's
STDs
why I brought it up.
in general for men are of less of a thing. Like, I think most men can play it off. I've never had an STD. You've never had an STD.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, right? But I know men that have had them, and it's not that big of a deal to them. But when you talk to a woman, that's a legit worry, right?
Of course.
And for her to go
but you know what? But at the same time, that's a mindset because a lot of men are just trying to get what they can get.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying,
a lot of women are looking for something stable to settle down with.
Well, she goes
so
in.
it's an issue for them. Listen, I'm not going to name any names, but I've been with somebody that had an issue.
Ooh.
Let's just call it that. And
I didn't know that.
Nobody knew that, okay? Except for her. So
I think we're gonna have to drop the Maker's Mark sponsorship.
I didn't say. Nobody said it was a sponsorship. I'm an ambassador.
I did.
But I've been with somebody that had an issue. Let's just call it that.
Yeah. No.
And there's ways around it. But I'm not going to say there wasn't some thought because listen, if you want to try and move forward with this person, You got to think about that.
Well, what I'm saying is,
do you want to have a kid?
Could you imagine being the woman that goes in the doctor for the burning, the itching, right? And they tell her she has an STD, and truly it's just an allergy, like that.
Yeah, well, and that's part of the problem.
Look, I've known women that have a
STD
nervous
and an allergy
breakdown.
are different things. Different things. Just because it's burning and itching doesn't mean it's an STD. You could have an allergy.
UTI.
That's something for people to think about.
Could be a UTI.
Absolutely.
Could be a lot of things.
I'm not sure where we're going with this, but
conversation.
Wrap it if you want. Wrap it if you have to.
We should say you should wrap it.
Should we?
Absolutely.
Okay. Moving on. Question mark?
Oh, it's the MVP turn for the.
All right, we're moving on.
Yeah, I'll do some more research.
We did have more articles, right?
Yeah.
Should I move on to what else I had?
I'll do some more research and I'll get more well versed in it.
Should I move on to what else I found? Because you told me to find articles, so I'm
out of content.
I feel like we're getting a little long, but I think we'll just move on with it. So Twitter had a quote unquote bug. Did you hear about this?
I did not.
Twitter has a bug. This is like recent. This is like now. They're saying they weren't hacked, quote unquote, but they were. They found a bug to the point where everybody's. Okay, think about how many people have Twitter. You think about that? Okay.
Say that one more time.
Everybody that has Twitter, everybody, think about it. Take a guess. I don't even know.
That's like a trillion.
It's a ton of fucking people.
That's a lot of people.
Let's just call it
a lot of people.
Let's just call it a ton of fucking people. Their passwords, there was a bug they found that their passwords were out in the open, readable by text. If you were to hack into Twitter, here's everybody's password.
So none of the passwords were encrypted.
They weren't. No, exactly. And they weren't necessarily hacked. So,
but if you did,
nobody necessarily has.
But if you
passwords.
did, you'd get them.
But if you did, you could easily get them. So, but here's my thing. Okay, here's my thing. That's not the top of it. So, all these top sites, CNN. The Times, all these top sites are telling you, change your Twitter password now, and here's how you do it. Listen, I looked at 4, 5, 6 of these sites that told me how to change my Twitter password. When I went to where they told me to go, that's not where I could change my password. That's a problem. That even Twitter itself said, go here, go to, hold on, let me pull it up.
Should be like twitter.com/change password.
Yes, exactly. That was one of them.
Right?
Let me find this. That was one of them. So, hold on, let me find it. This is getting ridiculous, but let me find it. How to change Twitter password. CNN. So this is where you're supposed to go. Settings and privacy, change password on the Twitter website. Or, if you're using the app, go to settings and privacy, account, change password. Now, maybe it's because I have an iPhone 7 and not an iPhone 10, but I will tell you, I'm the most up to date on the app. But when I click on my little icon on the top left and I go to settings and privacy just like I was told, and I go to account just like I was told, there is not an option for change password. And to me, that's a problem, because on the Twitter website, on the CNN news post, on the Times news post, that's where they're telling you to go.
See, I've always loved Twitter in the sense that it's very simple. I think you get 240
characters. It is
characters
very
now.
simple. I'm not sure what the character count is because I haven't used it in
just recently upped it.
4 years.
Yeah. Twitter's a good place to go to read up-to-date news, and I know that's really unfortunate. I wish we could just get news from
but you know what?
news
Honestly,
sources, but that's not a good thing to do today.
Listen to me. Listen here. I like that sounded like I was an asshole. Listen to me. Listen here. I like what Twitter is about.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you are limited on what you can say.
Yes.
I think nowadays that is a fantastic thing. But I just hate everything about it.
Well, I just hate
everything about it.
It still looks the same.
It's one of the things that gave ignorant people
something
to stand on.
Yeah. I mean, you get them keyboard warriors, you got the social justice warriors.
Yes.
Literally gave them a platform to spew their propaganda, and that's not a good thing, right?
Fuck that.
Right? But you got to just pick and choose what you hear. I mean, you know, it's all about smartening yourself up too a little bit to fishing through the BS. And I know it's hard sometimes. Because, I mean, we still have people getting scammed through emails.
Oh, and I agree.
Right?
But you know what? That's part of the problem.
But I've always found
anybody that is a keyboard warrior, quote unquote, or an ignorant, is that the right word that I'm supposed to use?
Sure.
An asshole?
Yeah.
A keyboard warrior. I really like that. Anybody that's doing that.
Anybody.
Yeah, you called me out on it. Anybody that's doing that, sorry, I had a little hiccup in the middle there. Piece of shit.
Look, here's where I was going with that. I've always found Twitter settings and like their like user preference.
Listen,
I've always found it clunky.
So
I'm not
it
surprised.
Really is. I couldn't listen.
Right?
Listen, I haven't used Twitter in like 3-4 years.
Look, people.
But I could not find where to change my password. And when I read 4 articles telling me to go to one specific place and it wasn't there, pissed off.
Look, people shit on Facebook, and rightfully so with the data breach. But have you ever tried to delete a Facebook? You're going to be sitting at your computer the entire day.
Yes.
Because it's going to ask you 3 billion questions.
Listen, any social media account nowadays,
there's so many options and securities.
It's too much.
Look,
it's too much.
I get it. They were selling your data, whatever. Who isn't? Who isn't?
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
You go on Amazon and you fancy yourself some red high heels, and then you go read an article on.
Guess what they're gonna mention?
Guess what that ad's gonna be? Then fancy red heels.
Red high heels.
It's simple, right? Everyone's selling your data. Your internet provider's selling it. Google's selling it. Everyone's selling it.
Is.
How does Google go from a search engine?
It's just now become a thing.
To $1 billion.
Yes.
What do you think they're doing, ladies and gentlemen?
They're selling your content.
What do you think they're doing?
That was why a couple of years ago it was big for photographers and videographers, like, everything that I'm into. It was a big thing because people found out that when you post something on these social media sites, they technically, quote unquote, because I don't believe it. It's not necessarily real. There's definitely some fight there. They own it. They own your content. If you post a picture on Facebook, they technically own it.
And here's the scary thing. This is the scary thing about it all. I'm not so worried about my email address getting
Neither
sent
am I. No.
I'm really not. My password's pretty simple. You probably could hack it without even trying.
I
right?
could probably get in.
Yeah. So there's things I'm not like terribly worried about. I know it's happened to people, and identity theft is real.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not downplaying it.
Absolutely,
I'm not down. There's a ton of phished accounts. Like I get it. I'm not downplaying it. I'm more worried.
But on the social media side,
I'm more worried about the people making these decisions.
Yes.
Right. So let's look at podcasting. Let's look at YouTube. Let's look at Google. Demonetization. That's a big thing these days. And look. When videos get demonetized for, let's say, I don't know, being left wing politically or right wing politically,
bullshit.
Who makes those decisions?
Who
right?
gives a fuck?
Google is traditionally their executives are right leaning.
No,
they're right wing leaning.
I'm gonna disagree with you.
You think they're left?
Absolutely. What was the dude's name that got fucking fired from Google for talking about all these bullshit meetings he had to go to that were talking about equalization.
Yeah.
They are all right.
All he did was basically post his schedule.
They are all left wing. All left wing. Listen.
Look, like either way, let's split hairs on the right or left. They lean one way.
Let's not get into all that.
Let's say they lean one way. Let's say they lean one way.
Let's not get into all that.
So now if you're the opposite, you're getting demonetized.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
You have people making these decisions.
With them,
that's my point.
you get shut off.
That's my point.
You get shut off.
That's my point.
Yes.
That's what I'm scared about.
I'll agree with you there.
That's what I'm scared about because listen here. Look, call me out for it, but I am a proprietor of the Bill of Rights, and we have the right to say and talk and act the way we want. Does that absolve us from repercussions? No. You say something stupid or racist or ignorant, you're going to get in trouble. And you should. But you have the freedom to say those things. Again, doesn't absolve you from wrongdoing. But I don't like it when I see a company like YouTube or Google or anything like that try to censor people because of their views are a little different than the views of their corporate structure. That's what I'm most scary about. Because that's the beginnings of censorship.
Absolutely, and that's my problem with it. My problem with it.
Look, when you stand up on a public forum and look, we might get 7 people to listen to this first episode, right?
Of course.
But we open ourselves up for ridicule, and I'm okay with that.
Absolutely.
You want to tell me I'm wrong on a viewpoint? I'm fine with that.
Come at me.
I'm fine with that.
Of course.
But don't take my content down because it doesn't jive with your views.
Because it doesn't go with your views. Exactly.
I have as much of a platform as you.
I have as much of a right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the scary part for me. I don't really care if they sell my email address, send me all the BS email. I'm just going to unsubscribe.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Because
listen, we all have 6,000 emails from companies we don't give a fuck about.
Come on, you go to Bath and Body Works. What's the first thing you do
before 600 emails
before you swipe your card? Enter your email address.
You have to, or they won't sell you something.
What's your username for every sign-in? Your email address.
Your email. That's why I got 6.
You know, it used to be your phone number.
It used to be, and but partially it still is. Partially.
Yeah.
Listen, cell phones are now becoming landlines. How many calls a day do you get that are telemarketers, bullshit calls?
Per day I don't know, but per week at least 5 to 7.
Dude, I get 3 a day at least. On a good day. 6 a day if it's a bad week and they really need some money.
The fuck?
Yeah. Do I answer any of them? No. Because I know they're all bullshit. Lawyer up. The American way, lawyer up.
No, look, and again, I'm not downplaying identity theft, but I'm not really. I'm not worried about selling email. I'm worried about censoring people.
No, of course.
I'm worried about censoring.
Of course, that's the problem.
And that's what you're gonna see out of Twitter, Facebook. What other social media? Instagram's owned by Facebook.
All of it. See, I like Instagram because Facebook tried buying them, and they said, "Fuck."
No, they did.
They said fuck no. No, that was Snapchat, wasn't it?
Yeah, Snapchat.
That was Snapchat said fuck no.
Yeah, Snapchat got in trouble because they posted a thing to their story. It was like something about Chris Brown and Rihanna.
Yeah.
It was like, which one would you hit more? Or like something about Chris Brown hitting Rihanna. Yeah, they
obviously
lost $800 million that day in stocks.
Of course.
Thank you for the new update to you, Snapchat. It looks a little bit better. I'll give you like a half a star.
Not
back.
much, yeah. I mean, they went from 5 stars to
still
1
my
star.
Favorite.
Now they're at 1.5.
Instagram's catching. I do more Instagram.
That's just because you finally got on Instagram.
Yeah, I started using.
Listen, I've been on Instagram since before anybody was really on Instagram.
Wow, he's the first member.
Listen, no.
I'm not
gonna say that. Listen, all right. I'm gonna.
He's got $1 billion dug under the apartment.
all right. What I said was it was a douchebag.
What you said was I was the first.
No, that's not what I said. But it was a douchebag comment.
His Twitter handle is Mr. Instagram.
That's a good handle, by the way. No, but what I'm trying to say is, when I signed up for Instagram, it was all photographers.
Yeah.
All photographers. I didn't have one friend on Instagram for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say. And it was fantastic.
Well, it's simple. It's simple. You post a photo,
simple.
you post a little statement, you
And
post
it's good. There's
17
a lot
hashtags
of good
like I do.
content.
That's it. It's simple.
Yes. And that's what I was trying
Now
to get
you can
at.
follow hashtags. It's simple. I like the food ones because I love
It's
looking
easy.
at food I can't eat.
Who doesn't?
So,
Who doesn't? What do you mean you can't eat?
It's perfect for me.
Talk about you can't eat.
Yeah. And then like the story section, they literally were like, "Oh, good Snapchat. You have
Yeah,
stories.
exactly.
Fuck off. We're gonna do it better.
We're gonna do it better.
And it's not better yet. It's not better yet.
Well,
but
I'll have to say
it's getting closer.
I'll have to agree to that because I've never done an Instagram story.
Yeah, it's getting better.
But I will maybe at some point.
Yeah.
Probably not. I don't know. I hate social media.
I do.
You're a whore though.
No, I love Snapchat.
You're a whore.
You're
a whore.
Is Snapchat and Instagram social media? That's me just talking about my day.
Yes.
It's a vlog.
Yeah.
It's a glorified
you.
vlog. Give me at least that.
Shut up.
It's a 10-second vlog. Look,
You can post a minute on Instagram.
I'm
now.
not on
Facebook. Not a 10-second vlog.
I'm not on Facebook butchering the English language, posting about whatever the God knows what.
True.
Okay?
True.
I'm not on there arguing with people about their
True.
views,
True.
right? Like when I think of social media, my first thought is Facebook. Facebook is Facebook is just it's so mean.
It really is. It really is.
I love those little dog videos where a dog gets adopted and then like the first comment's like the dog's gonna die in a year. Like what is wrong with you?
There's a lot.
Can
wrong
you
with
just
people.
look, you need a hug, brother. You need a good brother. You need a good brother to come over there and give you a hug. That's what you need. That's what you need.
Of course.
But and Twitter's getting that way a little bit. But at least then it's one person. It's like,
but again,
it's
what
just
I
two people
like
arguing.
about Twitter is they limit you.
Yeah.
You can only post so
You
many
ever seen them post
words.
on Facebook that are basically a 5-paragraph essay?
I can't read it. I say fuck it.
I don't want to read it.
Fuck all that.
I don't want
it. I don't want it. I like Instagram. It's pictures. You can look at it.
You know what I hate the most about Facebook?
Everything.
Well, the thing I hate the most, and it's kind of stupid, but I hate the fact that that's become the place to tell someone happy birthday.
I agree.
If you don't tell someone, I refuse
to tell anybody. I do not tell anybody happy birthday on Facebook. Fuck that.
I don't do it.
I'm gonna text you.
Yeah.
Or call you.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen.
I can't stand it.
Hey, you can remind me all you want, but guess what? My phone does that.
Yeah.
My phone will tell me, hey, it's this person's
and
birthday.
I hate it because I'll get that notification. It's like, so-and-so has a birthday today. Send him some love. And I'm like, no.
Fuck you. I'm not going to do it. Maybe I'll text them or call them, but I'm not going to send them a Facebook message. I'm not going to post on their wall.
It's not a wall. It's a web page.
It's a page. Yeah. Fuck you.
Speaking of web pages, thebestkindofworst.com is in production.
It's been bought. There's not necessarily
bought, purchased, bounded.
There's not necessarily anything.
I was
on
lying
there yet.
and saying it was under production. Ryan,
well, it is. It really is.
Ryan's gonna work on it at some point. We'll get it up. I'm gonna spearhead our Instagram page and we'll get it out. It's gonna be the best
kind of worst. The Instagram page is up
at the best kind of worst.
Yes. So maybe not try to go to the website yet because it's probably not going to show you anything.
Doesn't go anywhere.
No. But the Instagram we started, it will have a post or two in the next coming days, maybe tonight.
We're going to upload a couple of shots of our faces, a couple headshots.
Are we?
No, we're not.
I don't like that.
No, we're not.
Anyway.
I'm going to upload that one photo from us on the beach, but I'm going to put Pie's sticker in there because he's not in that photo.
No, but he needs to be in it. Everybody needs to know. Everybody needs to know.
And honestly, like, we want you guys, if anything, I just want you guys to like Pie. Because he doesn't like us.
That shouldn't be a request, though, because everybody's going to like Pie. And I feel like Pie... okay, if I'm being real, I feel like Pie will never be on this podcast.
He will never.
But I feel like everybody will like him the most.
Everyone will know his life story, though, because we'll talk about it
but
little
they'll
by
like
little.
him the most. Even though... Never mind.
I think
I'm going to wrap this bitch up. I think I'm done.
I think I might be the most hated, because I do have opinions.
No, I don't think you're the most hated.
I think I could be, though. I think there's a chance.
You could be, just depending on people, but a lot of people tend to like you.
Not sure why.
Just, I'm not sure why either, but just because you're opinionated doesn't mean you're going to be the most hated. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Anyway, I think we wrap it up. Let's close it out. I think we're done.
I think this is the format. I think we're going to stick to this. I had a good time.
I had a great time.
It was really easy. I honestly thought there was going to be a lot more dead air, and I thought it was going to be a lot more of us fumbling through our notes.
I think we had a little more to talk about than we thought.
Yeah.
I think we went a little longer.
If you don't like this, don't listen to it. It's fun.
Hey, don't listen.
Yeah. This isn't going to be for everyone.
No.
And
here's the thing. Listen, we got a little on the sports.
Yeah.
We got a little on the current events. This is going to be a little bit about everything.
It's going to be in flux.
It's whatever
if sports is heavy that week.
Whatever
it's heavy
the
that
fuck we feel like talking about.
Hey, guess what? This is our fucking podcast, and I'll talk about whatever the fuck I want.
I love it. Listen if you want to.
I turned real quick.
Don't listen if you don't.
I turned real quick.
Fuck you. We're out.